All right, so just wanted to go over kind of these exercises, and if you're wondering kind of where you fall in, I have some notes here I kind of want to go through so I make sure I don't miss anything when we're talking about safety and practicing these. So, exercises 2, 3, and 6, these are going to be ones where you create a tolerable air hunger, but it's not going to be something that is going to induce the involuntary contraction of breathing muscles. So you might get that in some of the other exercises that we talked about, and we'll get into those in a second. But these, that generally doesn't happen. So, if you're doing these correctly, they should not happen. So let me reiterate that. So all the versions of exercise 2, exercise 3, and exercise 6, they are going to be the ones that anyone can do and is suited to everyone, with the exception of if you're in your first trimester, if you're pregnant. Now, the other exercises, exercise 1, exercise 4, exercise 5, and all their different, derivatives off of those, these are designed to create a medium to strong air hunger. So that means, towards the later stages of these exercises, you're going to get spasms potentially in some of the neck muscles, in the diaphragm. If that is not something you feel comfortable with, then I would suggest avoiding these exercises for now, whether it brings upon anxiety, or it's just something you're simply not comfortable with, or it causes pain. As the air hunger progresses, you have to realize, so as the more you do these exercises, yes, your ability and the length of your holds is going to get longer, but also the longer you hold them, these involuntary contractions and movements are going to get stronger, and they're going to happen more frequently. So it is something to be aware of when you do these exercises. Like I said, they're going to happen mostly in the throat. They're going to happen mostly in the diaphragm. Those are the two most common places where you'll feel them. And it is just something to be aware of, and you have to assess kind of where you're at from a comfort standpoint. When you reintroduce breathing, particularly for those exercises, exercise 1, 4, and 5, you want to, again, reintroduce nasal breathing as quickly as possible, ideally in that next breath. It is going to be a stronger breath in. Ideally, we want to try to get that in control over the subsequent 2 to 3 breaths. So that's really important for the recovery process. Remember, even in recovery, we want to keep that proper posture where your tongue is on the roof of your mouth, your lips are closed, your jaw's relaxed, you're standing up or sitting up straight. So all of those things are really important. I just kind of wanted to go over those. If you have a control pause of less than 13 seconds, your breathing might be a little bit more unstable. So in that case, you're definitely going to want to start with exercises 2, 3, and 6. And then as your control pause gets up to maybe around 20 or so, we can start introducing some of these other exercises. So kind of gauge where you're at. We'll go over, maybe good places to start. Depending on which group you fall into, we'll get into that in a little bit more detail. But that is something I wanted to address here. So hope that's clear. And I'll see you in the next video.